What's up, pageant patrons? Welcome to Hi JR Sings. My name is Isaac. I got the chance to watch the Miss Universe Philippines 2024 Swimsuit Challenge held at Aqua Boracay. And I have to say the venue looked lovely. Hopefully when I get the chance to visit the Philippines, I actually get the chance to visit there. Pageant patron of mine asked that I would give a reaction to what I saw. I said, okay. And I have to tell you, I did watch the event. It was over 2 hours, but I did enjoy the event. I have to say that when it comes to the swimsuit challenge, as most of you know, I've been sort of doing reaction videos to pageants for just a little over a year, or not quite a year, take that back. And so the challenge for me is I'm still learning about the whole idea of the pasarela. And so while I've learned a lot, I guess there's some things that I still need to learn, because when I watched the event, I didn't really see any, none of the pasarelas really just stood out to me. And so what I'm learning, at least by watching a few people, is that the pasarela, they do that, I guess they do it in big groups. And so sometimes what happens is everybody, when they come out, unless they have a team or something like that, everybody, pretty much does the same turns. And but it's, it is individualistic, of course. And so when I watched it, no one really stood out to me. It's not like when I watched the Miss Universe pageant and Shanice Palacios came out. She was Miss Nicaragua at the time, and she came out and she was just like, she took command of the stage. I didn't see any of that at the particular event. None of them were particularly bad. I just didn't see anything that wowed me. Everybody, they looked good in their swimsuits. And and it's very subjective. We can come up with all of these, oh, well, she looked better because of this and she looked better because of that. And I guess I'm no different. But when I hear people's, some of the commenters, they're saying, oh, well, she looked better, she did this, she did that. It is subjective, and we can take these little minute little details and we can magnify them so that we can get views. But honestly, all of the ladies look gorgeous. None of the pasarelas were particularly bad. It's just that they were all the same. So none of them particularly stood out. So, and if I have to choose 10, then I'll give you my 10. So to my pageant patron that wanted it, I'd love to hear who you thought probably won. And then those of you that have an opinion about the pasarela or other things that I should be looking for, then let me know in the comments. As you know, I love interacting with you guys in the comments. So these are in no order, but I will let you know who my top one is at the end of the video. I have to admit, this first young lady, I'm actually surprised that I like her. And that is Victoria Ingram, Miss Mandue, I think that's the way you say it. And so when I say that I'm surprised that I like her, it is because she's not the typical Filipino beauty when we think of, the long hair and all of that. But when I watched her pasarela, if you have to pick out just little small minute things that you like about somebody, I like the fact that when she came down, she had this youthful energy about her, and it was just a little bit refreshing to see. Some of the more seasoned, the more experienced ones, they have this certain look and they take the time, and it's somewhat mechanical and they know what to do. But she had a bit of this youthful energy when she came, and she's very pretty. She does have the short hair. That's why, I don't know, but there is something that I like, maybe because she's a musician. Sometimes that background, we get influenced by that. She's a musician, and she seems to be just a very talented young lady. But there was just this little extra energy that she seemed to have, the face and all. When she looked at the camera, it was just, I liked it. Not sure why I liked it, but I did. And so she's not one of the ones that I had originally looked at, but just the way that she came down the walkway there, it was just a nice, gorgeous, that youthfulness. I got to give her credit. She did a good job. Someone else who I liked, and it's because I've watched her as well, and that is Miss Pampanga Serel Pumo. And she was very confident as she came down. I mean, she had the face. She knows how to do it. She's good at what she does. And again, even though there was not really anything that sort of stood out, I just like the fact that she was very confident. As she comes down, she looks at the camera again. She knows what she's doing, and simply because I like who she is, and I just think that she's gorgeous, I'm adding her to my list. Miss Bulacan, Chelsea Manalo, is probably one of those, I believe, underrated queens. She is good at what she does. She's very confident, as you can see. She looks gorgeous in her swimsuit. She has these wonderful expressions about her. She's very confident. I have to say, I absolutely love what they did with her hair. Nothing too extravagant, but it really looks good on her. Her pasarela, nice and strong. Again, just an absolutely gorgeous young woman. And I would love to see her get more airtime. But I have to say, I have to give her credit for this. If you look at her spin, just an absolutely gorgeous. Her face is flawless. She looks really nice, and I have to just give her credit for that. So congrats to her. Another young lady that took me by surprise would be San Pablo Laguna, Eunice Deza. And when I saw her come out, I was, kind of expecting, oh, okay, it'll be all right. And so, I was pleasantly surprised at her and her walk and how she handled her pasarela. She, again, just one of those ones that, she's understated, but she looked really good. Maybe this is her event. And, but like I said, she looked really good, strong pasarela, facial features, just very confident. And so I think I was just simply surprised by her because I had not really been looking at her. So she was definitely a nice surprise to add to my list. Palawan Raven Doctor is just gorgeous to me. I've been to Palawan several times before, and Palawan has some absolutely gorgeous women. I hope that doesn't make it seem like I'm biased, but they are absolutely gorgeous in Palawan, and she is a great representative. Her pasarela was strong, facial features were strong, and she is gorgeous. So I just have to give her credit for that. And her turns flawless, and I think that, and there's really, if you have to choose between people to pick, she's certainly one of the ones that I chose because, maybe it was something just minute that was a little bit more than, just the regular ho-hum pasarela, whatever. And maybe this is just her event. Like I said about another young lady, maybe this is just her event. She looks good in a swimsuit, and she can really sort of showcase her turns, which I think she did a very nice job doing. Hey, no shame in my game. Miss Kenta, Stacy Gabriel, gorgeous. I think she was probably one of my picks later on, not initially, but probably later on. She was one of my picks. And if you have seen the swimsuit challenge, and if you've seen the way that she walked down the not runway, but the walkway there, you can see that just absolutely gorgeous young lady. And pasarela is strong. And I'm saying that about all of them right there because they all have literally the same. I want, maybe they added an extra turn or something like that, but for most of them, they do have a strong pasarela, or else I wouldn't have picked them. They have strong facial features, and they're gorgeous. And so Miss Kenta is absolutely no different. I just simply like her. I like what I've seen, and so I think that because no one really just absolutely stood out for me in the swimsuit challenge, that I'm kind of thinking about, what else, everything else that I've seen them do. And I think Stacy Gabriel is one of them. And so whether that's fair or not, I don't know, but that's my opinion. I do reaction videos. That's my reaction. I think everybody knows that Atisa Manalo, Quezon Province, has been one of my picks since the beginning of the competition. And I have to say that I did like her. I was like, with the hair extensions, but it's for the effect, and so she did a good job twirling it, and so, but she's a pageant, a veteran. She knows what she's doing, and so her passerella was strong, and so I like what they did with the face. She does have an absolutely gorgeous face, so I gotta make sure I give her that. Give her those props, of course. And so, her and her team, they have, really doing a good job with her. And so I really did not expect for her to disappoint in this particular event. And for me, she did not disappoint. All right, I haven't been keeping count, but I think this is my eighth person, and that would be Tagig, Christy McGary. And I have to say my expectation was more for her, and that's probably going to be unfair of me to do that. Because she is older, because she is probably more experienced than a lot of the queens, I think my expectation was a little bit more. Her passerella was not bad. It's just that there was no pop to it. There wasn't anything that you're out of the gate, you're letting me know that you're commanding this runway. I didn't see anything different from anyone else. And while that sounds bad, it's really not, because all of the ladies were good in their passerella. Okay, not all, but the majority of them, were actually pretty good. Maybe they did an extra turn or something like that. But I think for Christy McGary, I think I wanted to see a little bit more from her, but her passerella wasn't bad. It's just I was expecting more, and it is what it is. But was she gorgeous? Yes. Was her passerella there? Yes. Was her face gorgeous? Yes. I think that I wanted to see a little bit more energy from her, and I didn't really see that. I knew Miss Ilo Alexi Brooks was going to look good in her swimsuit. That I had no doubt, and I was not disappointed. She looked really good in her swimsuit. Her passerella, for me, it was okay, but there was something about it. At first I was like, what's really going on? And I had to actually go back and watch hers. And what it is, she's bouncing too much, and for me, and there's too much moving with her hands. I wasn't quite sure if that's what she was going for, but for me, it took away from her performance. Well, why would I add her to my list? Well, she still looks good on her passerella. It was still good, but I think they need to sort of tone down, kind of the bounciness and the hand movements that she was doing, because it really took away from the strength of her passerella. Again, not bad, but it was just a little bit too much bouncing for me. Tell me what you think. And then there's another thing, and I think this is from me being a black guy here in America. I'm trying to figure out, why do they have her so shiny? Nobody else was that shiny, and I think they do a disservice for that. So I don't know if that's how we're supposed to do it over in the Philippines. But when she's got that naturally gorgeous skin like that, a shine is okay, but hers, I almost needed sunglasses to look at her legs, and I hope that they don't do that again. Before I announce my last one, if you like my content, please consider giving me a thumbs up. I certainly would appreciate it. My last one is Valencia. That's who I thought did the best job. If I have to choose someone, it is because she has been steady throughout the competition, not just the swimsuit competition, the other events as well. I think she's been chosen for all of those events, or the top 5 or something like that. Let me know if I'm wrong. So you have someone like a Valencia, who maybe she was getting a little bit of notice, but she's definitely doing everything that it takes to win. The main thing is, she is just naturally gorgeous. That's just a God-given thing, but she's doing what it takes. She's working with her team and trying to become a better contestant. And so I'm not sure that her social media presence is as big as some of the other contestants, but she is definitely becoming a force to deal with. Like I just said, that universal beauty that she has. The Miss Universe Philippines is looking for someone that can compete in Mexico. And so is Terra Valencia one of the ones that could do that? I would dare say yes, she can compete. She's pretty enough, she's tall enough, tighten up on those communication skills. And so, you can get mad at me if you want to, but I can tell you right now that the Miss Philippines organization, Miss Universe Philippines, is looking for someone that they can put against, those Hispanic countries and even the other Asian countries. You got to have somebody that can do that. And if she's willing to put in the work and she's moving up in the ranks like she has, then that means that she is trainable. So I gotta give it to Terra Valencia. And so whether you agree or disagree, it's my reaction video, and so that's my reaction. Let me know your reaction in the comments. Thank you for watching. This is Isaac. Peace.